Yeah.
That was.
Oh.
That feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. I didn't. Hold it down into it. What's up, YouTube? Cordell here. We're doing another skate review of the Them 909. I resisted for a long time. I'm not really sure why. I kind of had this, I don't know, I had this like cool bro image, or like I wasn't cool, not that I wasn't cool enough, but I didn't like, I don't know, has like a cult following as like the cool guy brand, or like all the hipsters seem to be really into them. So I resisted for a long time. But I finally broke down and got them because I tried on a bunch of my friends and they felt really good. And I skated them for the first time today. And wow, they felt really good. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought certain tricks were going to be a lot harder on them than they were. And I didn't think I was going to be as into them as I ended up being. For my new review format, I want to break it down into a couple different things. I want to talk about fit. And then I want to talk about kind of performance, how it feels rolling around in transition and even on the ground and how responsive it is. And I want to talk about sole grinds, groove trick grinds, and then top sides, and just kind of go into all of those. Just so you guys know, the way I skated it, I had the Create Originals frame, which goes really good with it. I had the UHMW anti-rockers, and then a company I'm part owner in, BEK Wheels. This is the Wake Shetman Pro BEK wheel, which worked really well with it. And yeah, I am gonna try the Kaiser Fluid 4 frames on these soon, but for right now, the Create frames are doing great, so I'm not gonna mess with the good thing. But yeah, those. So we'll start with fit. Yeah, that's one of the things I like about this the most. It actually fits my foot pretty good. I always thought I had a 27.5 exactly Mondo, which is like a 9.5, almost 10. And I ended up measuring my foot and I'm actually like 27.2, which is like a weird random foot size. So I actually have even a little bit of extra length in the toe box. But because the toe box narrows a little bit, I do get a little bit of pressure on the inside of my big toe on my right foot. Wasn't unbearable though, and I think once these plush premium intuitions break in, that should even almost go away all the way. It is funny though, I do feel like a lot of skate companies, like the toe box, like it's nice and good and everything through here is good, and then it kind of abruptly starts narrowing right at the tip. And I don't know very many people whose foot is actually shaped like that. I don't know if you're going for aesthetic or whatever, but I feel like more skate companies would benefit if they did like a true, like just rounded, or even more of like a squarish toe box for at least my foot personally. Let me know what your feet are like, but I don't think that is a natural foot shape. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, fit was good. Yeah, my foot fits in there good. The intuitions work really great. I tried a few other liners on in there, like the My Fits and stuff, and they also fit good, but I really like how intuitions perform, so I'm gonna stick with that. They didn't come, so I bought this skate with the Intuition. They didn't come with a footbed of any kind. It was just the Intuition. So what I did is I recommend these for anybody who likes the skate Intuitions. This is the Super Feet hockey footbed. And so it's really thin, really low profile, so it doesn't take up a lot of volume. It's got a good, decent amount of arch support. And I put these in my hockey skates too, and they're really good. Turns out they work great for aggressive skating. So that's the fitment. So the other features, it's pretty basic, the features. Buckle's good, it's solid, it's nothing great about it, nothing bad about it. It looks cool, it looks fancier. The cuff bolt situation, I don't like that it's rockerable up and down. I don't think that serves that good of a purpose. And because they made it rockerable, you have a giant chunk of metal on the side of your ankle, which actually affects your ability to topside and get boot down, because instead of just being plastic with a rivet or even a normal axle bolt, you have this huge like silver dollar size thing. And less is best, dude. Like, just instead of having it rockered, split the difference, put it in basically the average spot, and then rivet it, and this skate would be even better than it already is, in my opinion. I think cuff bolts are annoying and you can lose them, and yeah, and I don't think the rockerable thing is really that. A lot of people think it's so great, but in my personal opinion, I think the rockerable cuff's a little overrated. Just center it and rivet it. Okay, so let's talk about grinds now. How did it perform? Sole grinds, awesome. They slide pretty fast. The one thing about the sole plate with talking about grinds is I think the sole plate could be a little thicker on each side, and the channel could be a little deeper, and that would help make the sole plates tougher and last longer. I know I've heard of a lot of people cracking and breaking or wearing out them sole plates pretty fast. So yeah, I honestly just think if them were to add a millimeter or two, and it would be great because it would make the channel a little deeper, which will make certain tricks like topsides a little bit easier, but it will also make the sole plate feel stiffer, more sturdy, and you'll have longer grinding life. And I really like that. Like, I really like the Fifth Element sole plates because they do that. They have a little deeper channel, and they have a lot of material, and they're really strong, and they slide fast. So yeah, but sole grind tricks, great. Groove tricks, awesome. Like, this is a torque machine, this skate is. I'm not sure why it's so good, but man, I was struggling to do some torques in my Mesmers on a ledge. I kept eating crap, and then I decided to go ahead and try out my thems, and could torque and Favre and back Royale like none other, and it felt really good. You do have to work a little bit harder for boot down or topside tricks. You just gotta get a little more in the knees, but after a couple attempts, you're gonna adjust to it. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, groove tricks felt really good. Unities felt really good. Stuff like that. And especially with this frame, I think the Create frame goes really good with the black side plate and all that jazz. And now that brings us to topside tricks. I didn't dabble a whole lot on topside tricks yet, but I was able to lock top acid and switch top acid, which are kind of that's like, top acid is like probably the topside trick I'm most comfortable with. And I thought it was gonna be way harder to topside these than it was. Again, compared to something like a Razors or an Icon or some of the other skates I've skated, or even the Fifth Elements, you do gotta work a little more, put it more into your knees. And because the cuff bolt, I think, hurts the flex a little bit, you do gotta put a little extra work into your knees, but it's doable, and when you do it, it feels really good. So I was pretty impressed with it. And yeah, that's kind of all what I think about it, things I like, and some of the things I would change. Mostly just the cuff bolt, and I would reinforce the sole plate a little bit, beef it up, add a little material, make the channels a little deeper. I think you could just make already great skate a little even more solid. The other thing that I would gripe about is these laces. I only skated for 3 hours, and the laces were chewing themselves apart and splitting, which that's not cool. And that's an easy fix. I have a bunch of wax laces, but I applaud any company that's willing to throw an extra couple bucks into just putting good wax laces in the skate. But yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let's have a conversation about it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.